This is IMC 12 in Maastricht, the Netherlands, and today is the 14th of August in 2024. And today we have a very interesting guest from Africa. I know him already many years, Chibundu, and I like to hear from him where he was born, how he come to be in the mycology field, and what is he presently doing.
Okay, thank you, Rob. I'm happy first to be here at the IMC 12, and thank you for this opportunity to be interviewed. My name is Chibundu Ezekiel. I was born in Nigeria. I'm a microbiologist by background. My bachelor's degree microbiology, master's microbiology, and PhD mycology. I had the opportunity during my bachelor's degree to work with one of my lecturers who was a mycologist, and that spurred my interest into mycology. And during my PhD, I got the Mycored Fellowship from the EU, this Horizon 2020, and that further enhanced my career, into the field of mycology, mycotoxicology. So basically, I'm interested in food safety issues, but related to mycotoxins, and we know that mycotoxins are toxic secondary metabolites from fungi. And so I have worked with Rob to characterize some species, especially from Africa and or from Nigeria. And basically, I'm interested in food mycology. I'm interested to see the relationship between fungi and the food, how they make the secondary metabolites in the food, the public health impact, meaning when consumers consume it, what does it translate into. So these are the things I have been working. Also on the ecology of the fungi, the diversity, community relationships, and so on. So that is it. Presently, I am at Boku University in Austria for 2 years, where I work as a researcher, a senior scientist at the Institute for Bioanalytics and Agrometabolomics. It's a center of excellence for chemistry, so we use the FCMS in detecting the toxins in food or in fungal cultures. And we have been partnering with Westerjek, for quite a long time. But primarily, I'm a professor of food microbiology and mycotoxicology at Babcock University, Nigeria, and also a visiting professor of microbiology at Clifford University, Nigeria. Thank you, Rob.
Well, I know that there are problems with food spoilage, particularly with mycotoxins. Can you tell me a little bit more about the food safety problems in Nigeria, but also in other countries of Africa? Is that very severe?
Thank you, Rob. The food safety problem or menace in Africa is huge. It's huge because when you look at it, it spans from farm to fork. Grains could be contaminated. I would refer to them as vegetables. The tomatoes could also have the post-harvest issues. There could also be the plant pathogen issues on the field. You also have the processed foods having these issues of mycotoxins. We've worked on all of this, as you know, and it's really a problem. It's a problem, especially when you talk about mycotoxins. It's a problem, and many are not aware. That is the scariest thing. People are not aware of this. And coming here to IMC helps more to gather more knowledge, helps to gather more knowledge that can be able to be used to further the research on food safety back home in Africa, and also to promote, exchange, to promote collaboration and so on. So in summary, the food safety issue is quite huge. It's quite huge. But I think we need to do more on
awareness,
on letting people know,
So awareness.
Yeah, creating awareness. We need to do more on that. we need to, I would also want to solicit that we encourage the North-South collaboration. WestAJEC is doing quite well on that, supporting us, through, but it would be nice that we maybe can secure some funding to build early career mycologists. Is important, especially for Africa, especially for Nigeria, which is the most populous, African nation. Yeah, thank you.
Do you think there are students who would become interested in mycology? Or is it also this sort of awareness? Because awareness that you can make students very enthusiastic about fungi and so on, and about the significance of fungi for the health, for the whole, let's say, life in Nigeria, but also in other countries.
Yes. The first question, will students be interested? Absolutely, students will be interested. I have supervised 5 PhD students, and 4 out of them worked specifically on mycology-related issues, having to do with mycotoxins, or maybe all 5 actually worked on various aspects. So they are interested. Like I said, part of the issues are lack of resources, So if there can be that support, and it will really go a long way. One of my PhD students spent about 2-3 months at the WestAJEC, and thanks to Rob, thanks to Josh Subraken, who granted that support. I also want to thank the director then, that's Pedro, who supported also in granting the permission. So students are interested. They are interested. And we keep creating that awareness when we teach them, when we go for conferences and we make presentations. They see the quality of our science, which comes from the collaboration that we have, and this spurs their interest. So I just want to advocate that we can have more opportunities. Yeah, maybe the IMC, the IMA can look into setting aside bursaries, for students from Africa, so that can facilitate exchanges. And we should let it cut across the various regions of Africa, the North, South, East, and Western Africa, including Central Africa. We can decide that there could be quotas, maybe it could be 2 per year across this. And I don't think that will be too much if we spread them across the various continents. I know that there are excellent centers in Europe, like WestAJEC, there is in Australia, there is in Canada, and there is also, I think, in France and so on. So we could look into that. And for me, I am very enthusiastic about capacity building when it comes to mycology.
Yeah, but I understand also that some of the food safety issues in Africa, you can have the awareness, but for example, if there's no food and people have to eat moldy food, like in Kenya, for example, and it's completely molded by Aspergillus flavus or related species, this is also an issue, but to make this known to the people, the consumer, but I think you also have to keep it to the farmers or something. Do you think that farmers, of course, are also a very important group where, for example, particularly mycotoxins can be that they can play a very important role to avoid moldy, let's say, corn or cassava or all other things, commodities?
Yeah, thank you. The mycotoxin issue is multifaceted, and awareness is scarce, or awareness is low, especially among farmers. Many farmers are not aware. Some don't even know what fungi are. They just see it, they wash it off, some even blow it off, some use their hands to touch the grains and so on. Some don't even know, and there are respiratory issues, with Aspergillus fumigatus and so on. And people consume a lot of poor or highly contaminated grains or poor quality grains, So what we advocate is sensitization of farmers. Sensitization of farmers on good agricultural practices, on good storage practices, but there is also the aspect of sensitization, but provision of access to inputs, because when they have the right set of inputs, high quality grains, healthy cultivars, they also have access to fertilizers, access to good drying equipment and so on, and storage equipment. They are able to prevent the contamination. And when they can prevent the contamination, food availability would increase, and there will be lesser loss of foods, and that way we can feed better. Yeah. So I think right now, because of the present global issue and hunger, which is affecting populations, people are actually suffering, and people are eating anything that is available. But we know that what is available is not healthy. Yeah, so we need to do something about it. Yeah.
In your institute in Nigeria, because now you're in Austria, but in Nigeria, your staff is there also working. Do you get any support from the state to buy equipment or like media and so on? Is that possible, or this is also a major issue?
Okay, so frankly speaking, I will speak for myself. I do not get any support from the state because yes. So all the research you've been doing, sometimes I have to take from my personal funds. To get that. For media, the university provides media sometimes, and we can use that. But I think a few times I got some basic grants, which could, like from the International Foundation of Science, and I was able to acquire the biosafety cabinet, and an ELISA reader, media, and some other things, and conduct field work. So it's quite challenging. And for me, I would say that we should team up. I know it's a bit difficult if you say, okay, the EU should be funding Africa, we should, but we should look beyond that. What we want is healthy food for everyone. So if by providence, the EU is doing better than Africa, then it's just like two children in a family. We are all family, and this one is doing well. You don't say, oh no, this one who is not doing well, you go to hell. No. So it will be good that we pull resources together, and the few times we've collaborated, I know that none of you have been disappointed. So it will be good that we keep fostering that collaboration. It's really, really very important. I look forward to a time when maybe through the collaboration, there can be maybe donation of maybe a PCR equipment or something to help us also back home, so that we can do some work, and that is it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you like fungi?
I love fungi.
Yeah?
I love it a lot.
Can you explain why you love fungi?
Well,
are they beautiful? Or
yes, I like fungi. They are colorful. For me, it's easier to work with than even bacteria. I prefer that, I can look at it, it's so colorful, it's so nice. And beyond that, the vast array of metabolites that fungi produce, it's just like, wow, one fungi, several metabolites. That I look into that as well. At one point, it's something that interests me, the chemotaxonomy, And for fungi is really beautiful.
Well, with these words, I'd like to thank you for this interview, and I wish you all the success in your further career. Thank you, Chibundu.
Thank you, Rob.